And welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody but nobody spends as much time with their clients like I do. True story, 2 to 3 times per week is mandatory for me to get together with my clients, meaning we get together for sessions 2 to 3 times per week, unless you have the package which has the most hand holding. Okay, that's called Deluxe, whether that's Zooms or Zoom sessions or phone calls. Okay, you then have mandatory 3 sessions, okay, with me, and in between we correspond with text messages as well as with emails. Okay, and you can also send me an audio. All right, so all information from me will be below. You can schedule me for an hour before committing to me month to month, but I do recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. All the other packages are down below. Now, the reason I'm going live today is because I've tried to go and have my meeting on Meetups, excuse me, and it just does, the technology failed me. Okay, I don't know what's going on. People are having a hard time. So everybody who was over there should come over here, and some people know, and those that don't know. For next time they will know. I will just continue doing it via YouTube. It's so much easier. I thought that people could just talk with their voices on Zoom, but I guess through Meetup, I don't know, there were miscommunications, etc., etc. Now, parenthesis here really quick. I do also host mini seminars. Okay, I should say it's mini seminars for 2 hours is something I'm trying Tuesdays and Sundays, okay, at 7 p.m. for 2 hours. You can sign up for that. The Tuesday one is fully booked. Saturday still has a few spots, so you can book that. That's only $250 right now. So I would definitely check that out. Okay, I cover some parts of my coaching there, etc., etc. So you will really benefit from that, as well as from my audios, the educational audio subscription that I no longer do for my channel. It's basically a subscription to my book. It's a level of coaching, and thus the subscription is, the link is also below. So today what we're talking about, okay, is how to go from job to business, to be a business owner. Okay, and I've been coaching for 8 years now, and I myself have been self-employed, as it were, an entrepreneur for 13 years. Okay, when I quit modeling, I started my fashion company, and then I started another company. I ended up with 5 companies total, and I never looked back. Okay, hi Paloma, thank you. Hello everybody. Paloma joins us from Spain. She made it all the way from the wilderness of Meetup. It's a little bit like difficult over there, isn't it? Anyway, where was I? It was hilarious over there. It literally felt like something, something else. And so we're talking about how to achieve that, because what I promise you, if you really understand how to really pursue your passion, okay, to do what I did, essentially, making way more money on your own, working for yourself from home, okay, if you want to call it that, rather than working for somebody else, being miserable, right? And so that's exactly what I did 13 years ago, never looked back, and I've been so happy. And you know what? It's not that I work less, okay? For me, I love working. I love what I do completely. Coaching is one of my businesses, etc., etc. Love what I do. And I think it really starts with that, right? So so Paloma and I were talking about, so she was starting to, become a coach, and then she changed her mind, and she's now created a digital product, right? So, and I was asking her, why did you go for that rather than be one-on-one? And she said that this is what she prefers. Okay, so the whole point of this, by the way, is literally Q&A, and in between I will comment and add my experience. Okay, so anybody who's watching, this is literally for me to help you understand how to go from a job to your own business. All right. So, and in between, like I said, I'll mention things that help me out. But let's start with Paloma. She's already here. She's been waiting for a half hour to talk. And so Paloma, okay. Okay, well, we're not talking about those people who are meant to work for someone, Theodore. We're talking about people who want to be self-employed, okay? That's what we're talking about. If you don't like the subject, you don't have to join. Anyway, Paloma, what is it that you think, greetings, what is it that you think that in your childhood, what were your inclinations, for example, right? So when you were a child, what were your dreams? What were your inclinations, plural? Let's wait for Paloma. This is literally like a seminar, so I wanted to show what it would be like in a seminar with me. So more people are joining us, and that's wonderful. Okay, we'll wait for Paloma to answer, but essentially, that's what I would start with, because when I quit modeling, I realized that, well, first of all, I realized that I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I realized that I was doing what everybody else wanted me to do. I got recruited when I was 15, when I was first, booked for a modeling agency. And thereafter, after I moved to New York, again, was recruited over and over. And every single time I tried to quit, they pulled me back in, like Al Pacino. And essentially the money was good, okay? But what I ended up realizing at some point was that, first of all, it's a short-lived career, right? But also that, there was no future in there, So yeah, all right, so the Cindy Crawfords of the world and the Evangelistas of the world, they definitely still work and, whatever. But even they have started their own companies, etc. But for me, in order to be able to go to that level, you would have to love what you do. And I just didn't. Okay. I wanted to be on the creative side. I always was like, I learned how to sew when I was 5 from my mother and grandmother. And so for me, like, it was a totally normal transition to start a fashion company. That was my passion out of the wazoo. And I was like, my first year, I made more money than I've ever made in any fucking year of me modeling. Okay. Let's read some of Paloma's comments. She goes, there's a big story in my family, like with poverty, Anyways, I wanted to be lots of things. Singer, right? Because you're a singer-songwriter. My parents wanted me to make money, so they told me, don't do that artistic things. Yeah, my parents told me exactly the same shit. Or you'll starve. Yeah, big lie, by the way. So I became a nurse, but I was miserable, right? And when I jumped to be a manifestation coach, I was really good and helped people change their lives radically, right? Really, yeah, I believe you. But I was always surviving with money. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. And can I tell you right now, I think you already know this, maybe, but what you just told me right now, this poverty mentality, maybe you grew up not having a lot. I don't know. You just told me the story, my family, the big story in my family, like poverty. So even though you were doing what you love to do, the money aspect of it wasn't coming along because you were still dealing with your own kind of monsters. What do you think about that? So maybe it wasn't that you were bored with it. It was just that you were not doing it completely 100% the way that you wanted it to do. It wasn't working for you because your beliefs about money were still not intact. And that happens to a lot of people. This is why, there are people like graduate from Harvard and this and that and super qualified and all that jazz and still don't have any money. right? Or people who don't have any education, like high school dropouts, making more money than Harvard educated people. Just, I mean, you see this every single day, right? So it has to do not with education, not even with ability, to be honest. It has to do with energy, the kind of energy you carry and the kinds of things that you buy into, right? So if you truly believe, like, listen, I'm not going to disclose how much money I make, but I'm doing very well, okay, in every business that I have, like 5 businesses now. In every area of my life, simply because, not to brag again, okay? So some of the things, yeah, it comes across like I'm bragging, but it was deliberate on my part because my parents told me exactly the same shit that they told you, Paloma, where it's like, if you're going to be an artist, you're going to starve. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Literally, in my mind, I was thinking that, okay? I wasn't a rebellious kid in words, but I was rebellious in action. I mean business. Okay, this is why I came to New York. So thank you, mom and dad. Big kisses from New York, where you told me I'd never survive. Okay. Okay. Anyway, doing exactly what I love to do and helping people and all. Oh, they don't know that I'm coaching. They would be making fun of me till the end of the time, but look who's laughing. Anyway, I rejected them completely and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look at all these famous people. Look at all these wealthy people who are completely contradicting everything you're telling me and everything you've been telling me. You must not have it together. You must be the only one left out out of the truth in the world. Like, that's how I was thinking, like really progressive actually. Like, I don't know where I got it from, but basically kind of like seeing that they don't have their shit together. Okay, because literally, like, well, you know what, it's not entirely true that I don't know where I got it from, because my my two aunts, so it's so funny, on both sides I have two aunts, literally the same name, two different people, super fucking wealthy, like super druper wealthy, okay, living in Monte Carlo, living in Dubai, like seriously catastrophically wealthy, like seriously, and just, investing money and creating businesses and all this fucking jazz, okay? And I knew them growing up, and I'm like, well, what about them? Like, that cannot be fucking true. Granted, they married wealthy, okay? They married wealthy, but then they, built on that and built companies and this and that. But still, you know what I mean? They created their own shit. Like, I can honestly say they're business women in their own right. So that's what I kind of like modeled my ideas on early on. Even though one of them is a bitch, still, I respect the grind, as they say, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Then let me read Paloma, not Paloma, Theodore. I'll just call you because the other name is very difficult for me to pronounce. I don't want to offend you. Theodore, how did you manage to start your first business? Were you financially stable? Okay, let me answer that. Very good question. Here's what I did, okay? Very good question, because everybody wants to know. At some point, right, about a year and a half, something like that, I decided that I was fucking miserable enough that I was going to quit modeling, right? I was about 24 years old, about to be, yeah, 24, something like this. And I had the presence of mind to start saving up for it, okay? So in a year's time, I saved up like $100,000, but I was deliberate about it. I was diligent about it. I was like this, like literally, I started a savings account and I put all the money in it, okay? And just literally not touching it. No partying, no nothing. Before I used to be like, oh, let's go out on the town and all this fucking shit. I literally had a goal. But at that moment, like when I decided to start saving money, like I didn't really know like what I was going to do. It came to me about, it was so funny. So several things happened at once. And I think you guys already know it, but I'll just mention it quickly anyway. Like 2 months before, no, wait a minute. It came to me like 5 months. Oh my fucking God. Can I get the story straight? A few months before I quit modeling, okay, it finally came to me what I really wanted to do. I wanted to start a fashion business. Okay, maybe it was 2 to 3 months, something like that. Simultaneously with that, though, I left my boyfriend, who I realized was on drugs and wasn't about to quit, because I asked him to quit and he wasn't fucking quitting, and that was the end. So simultaneously, two things happened, and it was like, whoa, I'm a new woman. So I took that money and I produced a collection. Now, mind you, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was so passionate about it that I created like the most beautiful shit. I mean, literally, not to brag, but I just, sourced inspiration from like Dolce Gabbana, John Galliano, if you guys know, from who designed for Dior for a very long time, Alexander McQueen, all this stuff. And I just like worked like nonstop, like a crazy woman, okay? Sorry everybody, I just want to like inspire you, because I really want to like get the story out, because really, like, you don't need training, you don't need shit, you just need passion, and yes, you do need some money, okay? And so work like crazy, literally sleeping like 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 hours max a night, right? And eventually I hired somebody to help me, and I had like a kind of a business partner, if you want to call her. She didn't really put any of her own money, maybe a little bit here and there, but what she had was the contact list, okay? Mine and her contact list, without a website, guys, without a fucking business card. Okay, I had my contacts from the time when I was wearing my stuff that I made, that I collected like so many different business cards and phone numbers. And she had her contact list, and I had the other contact list of like models, photographers, and stylists, and blah, 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 blah. And essentially, in the first month, right, we sold out of everything. When I say we, because she helped me, I had to pay her. That was my partner, in business partner. Okay, sold out. We made $100,000 the first month. Okay, without a business card, without a fucking website. All right. And that was the most amazing shit that has ever happened to me up until that moment, because I was really passionate about that shit. Okay. And then, like every time I would go out, people would ask me for a business card, but then I would, started to have business cards and this and that. All word of mouth. All word of mouth. And it continues to be like the best fucking business. You don't need necessarily a social media presence, okay, or this and any other, or how many subscribers and this that. What you need is a good network and a quality kind of product, okay? And now I'll shut up, because now I want to really, but this is how I started, okay? Paloma, yeah, there was a story with, okay, I already read that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there was a story with poor people in my family. I always wanted to make everybody rich in my childhood and save the world. Oh, you're so cute. I even ended up going to Tanzania for 1 month to give to the poor. Oh my Lord. When I was 21. That's super cute. Super adorable. Okay, Theodore. Did you have someone pushing to pursue your vision? As we all know, procrastination gets... No. You see, that's one problem I do not have. Never had, never will have. I don't know what it is. I don't drink coffee, I don't do any, any drugs, okay, or anything like that. I'm just naturally high on my own vision, okay? I'm totally like convinced of my vision. Whenever I get excited about something, I just go do that shit. I don't wait. I don't pause. I don't nothing. Okay. And you might say, well, I don't have everything that I need to create what I want to create. Well, whatever you have is enough. Okay. Wherever you are right now, you can do that. Okay, all I had was like literally a sewing machine and a bunch of fabrics and my imagination. Excuse me, my imagination. And I started just whipping out dresses. Now, I'm not going to lie, the first like 5 of them were whatever, abortions, okay? Excuse me, but really just disgusting. But after a while, I was really like hooked on it and determined on I am going to succeed. I am going to succeed, and that's the end of it. But, and you know what really pushed me? Okay, and now that I'm talking about it, I did realize what pushed me was at some point what made me really depressed right before that was that I realized like I wasted 10 years of my time modeling primarily. I did do acting work and this and that, but in my eyes at that moment, I felt like I wasted my time modeling, that I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do, that I let the money be more important, which in the end, I already spoke about this on my channel. I didn't even fucking enjoy that money when I got paid. I was miserable, really fucking miserable. Okay, some people will never understand why, but let me just tell you, it's not as glorious and glamorous as it seems. Okay, I just really did not enjoy any part of it. Okay, dealing with creepy photographers, or, you know, just freezing cold, like, you know, almost getting pneumonia, like in the freezing cold in bikinis, like things like that are not really fun. All right, I wanted to do like creative shit. Okay, so what pushed me was that realization. What pushed me was that I was in an unhealthy relationship at that moment, and I really wanted to get the fuck out of there, and I didn't have the courage back then. And you know what? Intuitively, I just felt like if I will build my courage up, if I will start believing in myself again, okay, this is why I'm so fucking passionate in my coaching about rebuilding yourself first, not thinking about your SP so much, but rebuilding yourself first. Then I will have the courage to leave this person. And that's exactly what happened. One day I just up and left. I didn't even pack anything. Okay, it was not premeditated. It was just a spur of the moment. We were at a party, and again, I caught him like, I mean, he was cheating on me and doing all sorts of shit, but I caught him doing drugs again. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't have this shit around me. And I just literally left the party and walked, just like walked, you know, from the party to where I lived in Midtown. It was like ways away, you know, like imagine from, oh my God, where were we? Fucking bananas. It was in Chelsea somewhere. Yeah. It was in Chelsea. So imagine it's like, I think it was like 18th Street, okay, all the way to like 57, 59th Street. Okay, so imagine, so in heels, mind you, in Dolce Gabbana heels, like this, like 3 inches long, high heels. And I walked and I walked and I walked. And during that walk, I was like, this is it. I'm not going back, because we'll live together. I had my own apartment, and I was just like, I'm not going back. I had like the dress on me and my handbag, and my apartment was like quasi empty because I was never there. And nevertheless, I left. Okay, so that's what pushed me. Okay, Paloma. Yes, starting a biz takes so many times, so much time at the beginning, but it's so exciting. You can't think about anything else. Yes. It's always exciting. Everything is exciting to me. Creation, it's like, it's so exciting to me. But anyway, but you guys understand that excitement has to be there. Okay, Paloma goes, when you are passionate, you don't need anything else. Yeah. I mean, listen, I was so like, sometimes even today, like, I forget to eat because I'm so entrenched in my work. Like my guy is like, can you take a pause? Can you come to dinner? Can you da da da? Like, no, I gotta, I gotta finish this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So I gotta remind myself. But it's all good problems to have, because I'd rather be inspired and excited and passionate about my what I'm doing. Right. Paloma says, this is really important. Start where you are. Yes, start where you are. Start with what you have. These days, honestly, all you need is a fucking phone, internet connection, and your face to start a business. You know, the natural skills that you have, and don't tell me you don't have any, everybody listening and who will rewatch this, right? Your natural skill, my natural skill was that, again, I started sewing, learned how to sew, learned how to thread the sewing machine when I was like 5. It was a normal thing, you know. when you're Russian, when you're growing up in like a Russian environment, in a Russian household, it's totally normal. We used to have like one of these like old school Singer sewing machines and everything. So I learned how to make a pattern, make, crochet, knit, all of that shit. Like I knew exactly how to do it. Like people go to school here for that, but I never went to school. But essentially, when I was 24, like I had forgotten a lot of these things, but still I was able to do it. I was watching YouTube and this and that. So yeah, start with your natural skills, and then whatever you learned from your other jobs, right? Why did Alana remove all of her messages? I didn't get to that. Why did you do that? Why are people so impatient? If I don't get to you right away, you remove your messages. I haven't gotten the chance to read them yet. I just saw that you quit modeling too. Anyway, okay, let me just have patience. Don't retract your messages. I'm gonna get there. Okay, just put them back. I forgot where I was. Thank you. Oh, and the job that you really don't like right now, get those skills, okay, the cultivated skills there, and use them in your new endeavor. Because the truth is this, you can monetize those skills and bring them into your endeavor and make way more money, because nobody's standing on top of you, no boss, no nobody, and telling you what are the parameters and what is the maximum that you can earn. Okay, you can earn $1 million if you wanted to in coaching. Okay, Paloma, for example. You can earn $1 million in whatever, but in your job, probably not. Show me a salary of $1 million that has to do with like a job. It doesn't exist. It's probably something completely different. Okay, let me just read through. But so this is what I had in my notes: natural skills and learned skills, and then put them together and cash them in. Take it to the bank. Okay. Theodore says, modeling isn't bad. I'm a male model. Okay, good for you. Like I said, it wasn't just not for me. I was more creative. And you can't really do it forever anyway. Paloma says, love your story, Anna. Thank you. Theodore, it's true. Most photographers make you feel uncomfortable and stiff. Yeah, I've had some really weird photographers. Let's not go there. Really weird ones. Yeah. Anyway, Alana goes, a good photographer will tell you how to move your face, chin, to capture the best look. Yeah, most of them, yeah, they're good. If you have a good rapport, but Theodore now became a Russian speaking from South Africa. All of a sudden, in the chat, he starts writing in Russian. Hilarious. But yeah, I mean, most photographers are good, but some of them just have other ideas. I worked best with people who, not to brag, but who deal with celebrities. They're the easiest to work with, and they're so fucking good at what they do. You don't need to do much. It's not necessarily about whether the model is difficult to photograph or not. It's about what they see through the lens, how they make you look. Like a person, it has something to do with energy, I'm convinced, because if a person does not have good energy, you don't connect with that person, you come out in photographs like shit. Okay, the person can take the same camera from that person and start photographing you and have a different energy about them, and you will start looking wonderful. So I don't know what it is, it's just energy. Okay. Yes, natural skills and learned skills. Couple them together, take it to the bank. Completely. The other thing, what I would say, and again, this really should be a paid seminar, but I'm just giving a taste what everybody can expect from the seminar that is paid Okay, $250 is not a bad deal, provided, not provided, including the fact that it's on Zoom and you'll be able to talk. Okay, talk with your voice. It's a lot faster. This is what I was trying to do in Meetup, but forget it, didn't work out. So, and actually, I'd rather have it this way. It's recorded and it's out in the open, and many people can rewatch this. So, what is no one doing right now? That's another question that I think everybody should ask themselves. What is no one doing right now in your field? Right? How to, not necessarily just for the sake of standing out, but the filling the gap of the market. Like or doing it in your own way, in your authentic way. This is how my mind thinks all the time. Like, I don't want to be in the crowd with everybody else who's just like, for example, I'll give you an example. I talk about this all the time. It just gives me like allergies, okay, to see people on YouTube discuss Neville Garda till the end of time. I think we've talked about the man enough. Okay, I think there are enough lectures of him that he's speaking for himself, and they're recorded and people can listen, right? So that's what everybody's doing. They're talking about him incessantly. They're talking about, everybody else, but him primarily in a manifestational circle. I noticed that, and I'm like, I used to love Neville and I still do, but now I'm like almost purposely avoiding talking about him because I don't want to be like everybody else. Not that I ever was. I have my own school of thought. I have my own like imagination, the way I coach, my own style, and most people don't fucking have that. Okay, even the copycat that I've discussed, everybody knows on my channel who that person is. I don't even want to give her the spotlight of naming her. She's advertising her ignorance as we speak, copying, like literally verbatim, taking my examples and putting it on her channel. And everybody's just having a laugh. I mean, she doesn't realize like how many people in the community are laughing at her. So you don't want to be that person doing the same shit or deliberately copying, right? And lying that she doesn't understand that she's copying. Okay. So, but that's the most catastrophic case that there could be. You want to come up with something that literally does not exist right now, even if it's a small change, right? Yes, I happen to be a good photographer. Okay, Alana, let me just read you, might as well, your previous comment. Some good advice is to take advantage of economic development corporations. The interest rates might be higher, but you can pay it off as fast as you want. I don't know what that means. I leave it to my CPA. I'm more of the idea person. I'm more of the money maker. Okay, that's all I care about. So you need to come up with something that doesn't exist, or that no one's doing it the way that you're doing. And here's how to get there. I'm giving you gold here. Okay, download that. And seriously, this is exactly what you need to do. Your authenticity comes already standard, pre-built, built in, with gold in it, because nobody can do it like you're doing whatever you love to do. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to think about what people want, what is happening right now. Is the economy up or down? Turn that shit off. Don't even fucking worry about that shit. Like literally, stock market up, down. Who gives a shit? Only the people who trade give a shit about it because it's their job. Okay, what you need to do is come up with a thing that doesn't exist right now, authentically deliver a service that is that you genuinely care about, that you're passionate about, and that you're doing it in an authentic way, that your way doesn't exist. Okay, and if somebody is going to try to mimic you, people are going to notice right away. Like with that copycat, again, this example keeps like giving, okay? All right, the gold that keeps on, the gold that keeps on giving, where it's like people notice it right away because it's my shed is so authentic on my YouTube channel, and so are other people, because she's copied other people too, because she doesn't have anything of her own. it's so authentic that people literally noticed. My clients noticed. They emailed me or like commented to me. Those coaches, clients noticed, emailed to them, etc., etc. It's a whole big like shebang. So you want it to be so authentic that people will literally notice and say, "Good morning, how are you? This is Anna's shit. Like, what are you doing?" Or, you know, politely and quietly assume this is person is doesn't know what they're doing and is a complete copycat. You want to get to that level. And the way to get there is, I just told you, authentically deliver your gold. You don't have to, again, you don't have to study for it. You don't have to reinvent. I'm having trouble with this word today. Reinvent the wheel. Tongue twister, you must admit. Reinvent the wheel. Um, you just have to understand what you're good at, okay, and what you're passionate about, okay. Paloma goes, yes, Anna, I'm into this digital marketing stuff now. And I got the idea to create my own course of mindset for these digital marketers because it's a, excuse me, clear gap in the market. All right, then you win. Then you win. Fantastic. But I still think that you would do great as a coach one-on-one. And I think that honestly, that's way more fulfilling than the any kind of digital product. But I'm just talking from my own perspective. Okay, Paloma then goes, I'm just a little afraid of hearing crickets because I have so little followers, but I know I'm going to do it and kill my doubts. Okay, you don't have to kill anything. But see, that there's a fear within you. I mean, but we already discussed this, right? Yeah, you have a fear of the money not being there. You know, so to you, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, but you kind of like resorted a little bit to that marketing thing because it's like a sure, it's a sure thing in your mind. It's a sure thing. This is definitely gonna work, and you know, but in between, you're not allowing yourself to kind of like experiment. I would so go back to like to coaching. I love coaching so much. I mean, here and there, you know, like every once in a while, it's not such a pleasant experience. I've been very lucky, actually. I shouldn't say 99% of the time, my clients are fantastic. Just once in a while, somebody wanders into my coaching who, well, just they're not honest. They lie to me, and that then creates complications. So, or they're not ready for the truth, and it's just, why are we even in coaching then? But other than that, I've had such a wonderful time, really, with coaching. It's just amazing. Anyway, Alana goes, and always ask other people what they are passionate about to build connection. Yes, it's all about the passion. It's all about the passion. You can be passionate about something that doesn't make sense to anybody. You can be passionate about, like, literally, like the stupidest of things, like, I don't know, making straws. All right, different kind of straws. I know it's stupid, but I warned you, it's the stupidest shit on earth, like straws. But everybody needs one. And why would they buy your straws? Because, and honestly, I don't know, for whatever reason, they look cuter. There's more passionate energy around them, and everybody gravitates to your straws. Maybe you figured out something, how to make the best straws on earth, or I don't know, you know. And look at you, you're a billionaire, or at the very least a millionaire, right? So it's all about the passion. Yeah, good night, Theodore. Yeah, спокойной ночи. I'm so confused. He's in South Africa, but he speaks Russian, literally. Writes it. And so finally, yes. So natural skills, learned skills. What is no one doing right now? How can I fill the gap in the marketplace and do it my way? Being authentic. And finally, what is your worth? Meaning, what kind of beliefs are circulating right now? Are you feeling like you're worth $1 million, $1 billion? many millions of dollars, or you are not, good night, Alana, or you are not feeling like you're worth much, right? Paloma, this is totally turning in to a private coaching for you. Aren't you happy? Paloma, the only one sticking out, sticking out all this time. Stuck it out, rather, not sticking out. How luxurious! I know. She's like, I'm so happy. Um, how can we feel more worthy? You know what? Here's what I definitely can share is that I never doubted my creativity. I was so fucking passionate about it all the time because I saw like how good it came out. Like whenever I was sewing, like not for nothing, okay? Some shit you're just good at, all right? This is why I'm talking about natural skills. Some things you're just naturally good at, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, Alana. You're more than welcome to stay. I wasn't kicking you out. She's like, I was saying good night to Siwiwi. You see, like I'm so bad with names, especially African names, I guess. I'm assuming it's an African name before somebody, gets offended. Um, well, how would you pronounce it? Siwiwi. It sounds. I'd rather call him Theodore. Anyway. um so the reason why I was passionate, I'm like, look how good it turned out. Like this is fucking awesome. And so I would be encouraged by my own, like, I mean, was it like I like popped out of my mom and I started sewing? No, of course I had to learn things, etc., etc. Like there were fuck ups, okay, in the beginning. But eventually, like I got good at it and really good at it, okay? Like I would, be the first one. I took some sewing classes in school, like in Russian school, you take sewing, okay? It's that kind of fucking shit. So, and I would be the first one, like always with the, best in class and all this kind of shit. And that really gave me this um I don't want to say approval because that's not what it's really about, but it was like encouragement that this is really something that I can really do and master it, et cetera, and really enjoy it, right? And so because of this, and I mean, I can talk about coaching. I know I'm excellent at it. I know I'm like, what, if not the best, okay, on the internet. I'm one of the best top-notch coaches that like literally exist out there. Why? I can name a number of things. Why? Because I truly care about people, even though I'm very direct, very kind of like straightforward, etc. I'm no bullshit coach. I really genuinely care about people. You won't find that necessarily, okay? I've developed a coaching program that works, okay? So much so, somebody tried to steal it from me, okay? She's gonna get hers. Don't worry. It's like, but literally, I attracted these people who literally challenged me, like, meaning like try to take away things from me because it was that good, etc., etc. But so how do you become more convinced of your worthiness? Because you're really good at it. You see the results. Your clients love you. They give you feedback. Like you wouldn't believe the things that I get from my clients. I don't fucking post them. It's confidential. If you saw the feedback that I get from my clients, you would pee in your pants. Okay, I just have an agreement with all of them and the kind of clients. And I, again, not to brag, but I've coached many different people, some of them famous, etc., etc. I don't post it. I don't need that to like show off or whatever. It's for me to know that I've done my job. And so therefore, okay, that's long kind of explanation, but I know that I'm worth it. I know because I'm doing a good job. And if I'm doing a good job, I'm good at fucking what I do. So good that I've attracted like, jealous people who were trying to take it away from me and this and any other. It happened to me in my fashion business also, that I must be made of gold. So much so other people are trying to like mimic me and stuff like that. Okay. That, you see, thank you, Alana. She says, your content is straight fire. I've learned so much. Thank you. But you see what I'm saying? Again, not to brag, not in a narcissistic way. I know that. You know why I know that? Because I put my heart and soul into it. Because I made it a point to be like nobody else. I made it a point, meaning like I've studied for 15 years. And as I became a coach, I wanted to coach in such a way where I wanted to be coached in that way, right? So if somebody's coming off like brand new, etc., like the other day I was asked, like, what if I don't know anything? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Why should you know anything to come into coaching? I would love to have me as a coach, right? So that's how I was thinking when I was recording it, right? I was literally in my mind talking to my own self 15 years ago, okay? How I would have wanted to hear it. I wasn't trying to like get views or clicks, nothing like that. I was literally trying to create the best content that there was to explain it to my own self how I would want to have it explained to me. All right. So there's nothing wrong with understanding that you're good at something. But if you are good at something, know it, right? Know it and then demand a certain compensation for it and know that you deserve it, right? The world wants to give it to you. Don't deny yourself by being like, oh no, I'm modest. I'm the fuck that shit. No. If you're made of gold, you deserve gold back. Otherwise, there's an imbalance in your universe, in your system. And so that doesn't serve anybody. You know, you're selling yourself short and you really shouldn't be doing that. And I really want to say, not for nothing, really not for nothing, but all of you are made of gold sitting here with me right now, millionaires. All of you. The only reason you're not cashing in on your millions is because you don't believe you're worth that. True story though. True story. Every single person that comes into my coaching, I see them as a millionaire. Not because I'm like delusional or something, because I see their qualities. I see what they're good at. I see what they're passionate about. I see what they've denied themselves to believe in for a very long time. And I try at the very least to pull it out of them and make them understand that they should believe in it more and direct their energy and passion towards it. Something like people, so many people, again, not to brag on me, but bragging on these people who took my advice and went for it, started their own businesses, quit jobs, made way more money, okay, than they made before, simply because of focusing on what they're good at, capitalizing on it, kind of dropping the beliefs obviously around money, and just really going at it. You owe it to yourself. You just owe it to yourself. But I hope I answered it. Like, how do you believe you're worthy? Because first of all, you already are, right? You already are. You come standard with like some inclinations. Like with Paloma, with you obviously love helping people, okay? So you already have that intuition about yourself. So now you know that about you. So now just create things around it. It could be many things. I do many things with my coaching. I coach outside YouTube, okay? I have, like different things I'm trying like this, for example, because I've been talking about SP for so long, I kind of got bored of it, to be honest, because it's too easy. Starting, different like things like that. Of course, keep the digital product, but then create other things to get excited over it, because you need to get all of this though, right? At the end of the day, needs to keep you excited. If you're not excited, if you're bored, then forget it. It's over, kind of deal. You need to restart the engine. You need to get your passion back. You need to start thinking, all right, what would excite me? It needs to excite you first, right? Just like I talked about, like with my audios on my channel that are on my channel. I never looked at anybody after I just did some research. What is everybody talking about SPs? When I first got asked, you know, like to talk about SPs. I literally didn't know it was a thing. Okay. Literally was oblivious to the fact that so many people are talking about it. And I just wanted to do some research, like what that even is and what are people saying. And I really got horrified, like really quick, because so much misinformation. But after that, I literally do not watch anything. Do not watch anything, even like purposefully. Okay. Because I don't want to pollute my mind with that bullshit. All of the things that I would record and still record and join my monthly audios, and unless you already have, seriously, I can honestly say, if you think my content is fire on my channel, this is, I don't know what you will call it. This is like golden Buddha status, you know, kind of deal. This is like, actually, I'm more proud of that content that I'm creating now than anything I've ever done before. True story. Not even bragging, not even trying to sell you on it. I just felt like that's how I wanted to put it out for paid content, because, and $350 a month is not even money, you know, to pay for 15 audios. But anyway, where was I? So I recorded those audios though for me. They needed to excite me, and I wanted it to make sense to me, how I would explain how to get the SP back and all these kinds of stuff. In my mind, it was so easy. I couldn't believe that people like had these long discussions. But again, you know, different people, different like areas of opportunities and improvement. But it needed to be exciting for me, and I would always only talk about what's exciting for me. And I think, like, you know, like for example, Tarantino says it all the time. Okay, one of the geniuses of our time, I consider him a genius. He said, I just make movies for me. Everybody else is just invited to come and watch them. And I think that's how everybody should think, you know, just create something for yourself that you really enjoy. Not thinking, how can I make money? Not thinking, how can I please everybody? Because if you're doing that, no, no. Literally do the shit that you're literally scared to do for some reason, but are so wanting to do. So passionate, doesn't make sense to you right now. How the fuck am I going to make money doing this? Or ba 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 ba. And your mind is just like, but inside your heart, you feel like, oh my God, this would be so fantastic if I can figure out somehow, some way to make money doing this. You will find a way. You just really will. It doesn't make sense on paper. It really, really doesn't make sense. Okay. But you are going to find a way. And it's just going to, like, when you have this intuition about these things, it's literally your higher self telling you, like, just trust me on that. Like, this is your higher self now talking, like, trust me on this. Like, if you're going to take the first step, then another step, then another step, you're going to end up making a lot of money. That's like, you know, the translation of that energy. But it's literally why you're so passionate about it in the first place. It's not just to do something. Obviously, your higher self understands that, you know, you got bills to pay and all this shit. But it's literally inviting you on this journey. Like, if you go there, if you go this route, if you try this, there might be a big mountain of gold behind this inspiration. And every time, listen, every time but listen, again, have to stress, the mountain of gold has to always be associated with service. Okay, it's not just that you're getting paid, it's that you're providing a service. Okay, for me, it really, really matters that there's service involved and that you enjoy doing it. Okay. Alana says, where is the DF collective? What is DF? Ladies, we're over here. Hear them come. What is that all about? What is DF? I don't understand. Divine Feminine. Ooh, we're into tarots over here, huh? I never understood what that meant, but anyway. Anyway, so the bottom line is that at the end of it all, right, the trust that you have in your intuition, the trust that you have in your inspiration, the trust that you have in your own gift, okay, the all of that, right? Even if you're struggling with your negative beliefs, at some point, you know what? It will override it. If you're passionate enough about something, it will just override it. Are you still going to have to work through those beliefs? Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like this, okay? And I don't want to be like doom and gloom, but you'd rather keep the success, right? Not like yo-yo about it, right? So you'd rather like get the success and keep it, right? So I would really advise to work through the belief systems to do with money and success before you get the gold rather than in the middle of it, okay? Because I deal with all sorts of people in my coaching, and some of them end up losing it, okay? They can reacquire it, obviously, but isn't it so much more fun to attain it and keep it, right? Everything is, you know, reattainable and everything like that, but it's more fun to get it and keep it. And so beliefs need to be worked through around the money, because first of all, if you're like, let's just use it as an example. Paloma, when you were coaching, what would you charge your clients? A very personal question. If you don't want to answer, then you don't have to. Just want to illustrate this, and then we'll conclude. Like I said, if it's too personal, you don't have to worry. My whole point is that it has to be worth it. It has to be worth your time. It has to be that you're proud of your of what you're getting, that it makes sense for you. You know, that's also a very important component, that you're not selling yourself short, because at the end of it, it's two things. You have to understand that at the end of the day, you are made of gold, even though your beliefs are still to be worked out, and that you deserve to be compensated a certain amount that makes sense for you, you know. And that I just gave you like so much gold, even though it's so simple. That is success in business right here. Paloma says, I was charging shit. Okay, not see, because I was completely in survival. You know, it was like 500 for 1 month. Oh no. 24 hours availability. Oh la 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 la. And I had like one client. Okay, now you know why you had one client. Okay. 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 No, this is not angel pricing, Alana. This is no good. No, you need to go back and charge what you really want to charge. Charge what you really deserve to be paid. And 24-hour availability. Let me tell you something. No way. Number one. Number two, nobody needs that. Number three, nobody respects that if you're 24 hours available for anybody, let alone your clients. Okay. Okay, we figured out a lot today, Paloma. Why are you laughing, Alana? I'm having the best time here. First the meetup, now this. Yeah. Alana, what do you do? Oh, your reaction. Okay. Oh, I run a BNB. What is BNB? All these abbreviations. Is my makeup still on? I run a BNB. Oh, For divine feminines, yeah. Oh, bed and breakfast. Okay. Oh, okay. How's money? Money's good? I'm like coaching people in live session. Fantastic. Oh, good for you. Good for you, darling. Is that what you'd rather do, or you want to do something else? Oh, I need more tea. Hot, hot tea. Alana says, I paint as well. It's lovely. I love that. You sell your paintings? This is kind of sort of what we would do in my seminars, but it's more geared towards my coaching program. Abstract oil, she says, black and whites. How interesting. They sold better in Germany. Why in Germany? But where are you now? Sorry, maybe you told me and I forgot. I'd love to see a picture. I love art so much. I used to paint myself, but Alberta, Canada. Oh, how cute. Yeah, I have a lot of clients in Canada. Is it Alberta or Alberta? I think it's Alberta. Sorry. Yeah, so are you selling them now? Like, do you have a website or something? Maybe you can share. Rosebud, Alberta, Queen Regent. What is the most that you've sold your painting for? She goes, I'm sold out right now of the oils. Well, you must be doing well then. What's the most? 3,500. Okay, that's healthy. What do you want to sell it for? What's your goals? What are your goals with that? Would love to see your art. Like I said, maybe you can email me. I always have a soft spot for artists. That's why I started coaching. All the artists, comedians especially, and actors. All of them, actually. Okay, I'm waiting for you. I will email you my private piece that I won't sell. Okay, just I'm curious, like what it looks like. What do you want to? What is the maximum you want to sell it? What would you go yourself? What is the goal? To sell higher, I assume maybe 7,000, 10,000, 20,000. Just curious. The one I won't sell, she goes, for less than 35,000. Nice. Very nice. Love it. Okay. Very curious to look at your art. Paloma goes, you set money goals or you just go and act on your ideas and that's it? Oh, I very much set money goals, darling. I doobie do. I set goals like crazy. Every single morning, I know what I'm going to make that day, that week, that month, that year. Yeah, I cover that in my coaching, but yes, very much so. The idea is the idea, but then you have to monetize it, right? If you have an idea and if you don't monetize it, I mean, you know what I mean? You can have a great idea. Like right now, you, Paloma, you're made of gold, sitting with your ideas and your talents, and you don't have a money goal, I guarantee. Otherwise, it would be in your pocket, in your bank account. Or maybe you do, and your beliefs are preventing you from it. And you if you don't have a money goal, you're not gonna get the money because you're not asking, right? But you gotta ask, like, and be totally convinced that you deserve that money. Not like, maybe, oh, please. No, this and that's it. No negotiations. This is what I will accept. The end. You don't like it, go fuck yourself, kind of deal. Whoever doesn't like it, I don't know. Then we don't have a conversation, right? It needs to be that you know what you're worth, right? Or what you will accept, what will be worth your time. Okay. If it's a stepping stone, like where you're getting somewhere, let's just say, I don't know, if it's more comfortable for you to go from 500 to, I don't know, 1500 for coaching, and that will be okay with you. Okay. Then do that, and that's believable to you. You can attract that, but then have another stepping stone to raise it even more and even more and even more. Like for me, I had different pay structures for YouTube clients only for like a long time, for a year, because I don't know, I just felt like doing that. I have a whole other paying structure outside YouTube, way more money, in other words. But I felt like doing this work, and giving a discount for YouTube people. I don't know, something inside of me just felt like doing that I wanted to help people that really needed help. So, but inside, I know what I'm worth. So it's a little bit different. But if you want to play with your own mind, and grow accustomed to being paid a certain amount of money without resisting it, then you can do it in steps. You know what I mean? So, and then make it, what you really want it to be. It's a little bit different than with me. I have no problem accepting like $10,000-$20,000 a month for coaching. No problem whatsoever. So it's a different kind of situation. All right. Alana goes, have you designed swimwear? I've designed everything. Beachwear with leather accents. I'm not sure about beachwear. Some swimwear, but it's very like fancy. I don't know. It's almost like not for the water. I don't know how else to say it. It's very kind of like fancy-ish. I only do the stuff that I really am excited about. So this is another thing I'm going to say, and then we'll conclude because it's over an hour now. It's well over an hour. It's like an hour and a half since I've started with a meetup. I would add this. So at some point when I started my company, right? I started out with the fashion company I'm talking about. Alana goes, blazers with leather accents that I love. Yeah, that's cute. Long suede skirts with 3/4 slits. Yeah, that's cute too. Yeah, we do a lot of things, but where was I? Oh, when I first started my company, like I really was doing what I really wanted to do, which was essentially how I started was like one of a kind pieces or custom. Now I do collection and then custom. Okay, this is something that nobody does. I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find this even in houses like, I don't know, if you go to like Armani or I don't know, De La Renta or Alexander McQueen, you would have to, it would be astronomical. You would pay a lot of money for it. But anyway, when I started, I did that. And then at some point, somebody started to talk me into going like mass production, doing like less expensive things and doing it mass production. And you know, it was the most miserable point in my life, one of, I think, because I got talked into it and I did it for a couple of years and it was all right. It did okay, but it wasn't fun and I could have made way more money. Okay, way more money. I felt like I was selling myself short and I was just like completely done with it and took myself out of it. Have I worked with Thailand? No. Everything I make is produced in New York. No. That was another thing that I really wanted, is that everything is produced here in United States. Okay, I don't know. I want to supervise. I'm a very control freak. I need to supervise my employees and have like direct communication with them, etc. The point is, I sold myself short and it didn't pay nearly as much, wasn't as much fun, simply because it's something that works for other people, or you know, where like the objective was to essentially make a lot more money. Didn't end up happening that way because I wasn't passionate about it, because it felt like blah to me. So the point is, you will find your customers, like your paintings, for example. You will find those customers. You have found those customers, if you're really passionate about it. If you're not, if you're afraid and da like for example in Paloma's case, you kind of like, you know, maybe you were afraid that they won't pay more than 500. I don't know what the deal was, but you will find those people, and there will be the most adorable, loving people, because you're treating yourself with kindness. You're treating yourself with respect, your gold and talent with respect. And when you're selling yourself short, it translates in, you know, I had like, again, with this side of the business, when I went kind of like mass production, I got, you know, difficult clients which I never had before, etc., etc., all because I wasn't excited. So it translates constantly. But when you're passionate, when you're treating yourself with respect, you always get nice feedback. All right. Alana says, I agree. I make my own swimwear by hand. Yeah, it's very nice. I get everything, all my clothes are, well, custom made, essentially. The swimwear market is wide open. It totally is. And I've had like somebody almost hired me. When I say hired me, gave me a contract, but I I'm better with like dresses and suits and that kind of stuff. I have a couple of swimwear pieces, but that's about it. But yeah, definitely agree. All right, darlings. Paloma, it was so lovely to interact with you today. Alana, you as well. Look forward to seeing your painting. Would love to see that. And everybody who's listening, just want to remind you, all the information from me is below. If you need coaching, would love to help. This is a showcase of what a seminar looks with me, only we're covering my coaching. If you want one-on-one coaching, the packages are below. You have the Zoom sessions or the phone calls. And if you need an upgrade to the most hand-holding you'll ever received, that package is called Deluxe. The Deluxe is at the end. All right. Thank you, Paloma. If you need my help, I'm here. Until next time. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.